Hi, my name is Giuliani Patillo, and this is my application interview. So it actually made me want to become a teacher. I was in an at-risk youth program when I was younger. I was the at-risk youth. I had a lot of family issues. And there was the director. She has been there since I was in fourth grade all the way till high school. She actually became my teacher in high school, and I was being mentored throughout those years, and I actually wanted to be a mentor myself once I became in high school. She's always told me that I would be a teacher, but I'm like, I don't think so. Like, kids, like, I love it so much. However, though, once I was able to experience what it looks like to see a kid develop and grow academically, socially, emotionally, I just always had a heart for children, and wanting to literally just be an aid and a guide for them learning. Some previous teaching experience that I have currently, I am a substitute teacher in CFISD. So I go around to the elementary schools and middle schools, and I'm just able to witness and see how the school system is ran. Also, previously, I was a paraprofessional for the NAC program, New Arrival Center in CFISD, and I was able to aid and teach kids English who just moved to America and helping them with language acquisition and proficiency. And I will use this in the program or in my future classroom just by using the tools that I had learned and seeing like how kids learn. Also, how kids develop, just being able to notice like I need to know my students. I also need to learn more about my students and their background, promoting diversity, and also just how do they learn? How do kids think? What creative ways that I can use in my classroom to aid in them learning? Some key characteristics and skills I look for in a strong, effective teacher is definitely someone who is understanding and also someone who is very compassionate and passionate about their job. Because if you're not passionate, if I'm not passionate in being a teacher, then I will be miserable. Also, a teacher that is also very firm in learning. Content is very important, especially regarding the recent changes that's been going on. So, a teacher that is patient, a teacher that is knowledgeable about what they're teaching, um, can learn different ways to how to teach individual students and learning their capacity in that as well. How can a teacher best support students so they succeed academically? I had witnessed and I seen just growth charts that teachers have used and progress charts. Just seeing different skills depending on what grade that they prefer to teach in or I prefer to teach in. There's growth charts and skill charts that each week they can see, like for ESL proficiency level, the IPT test, or for a SPED class, they have different skills that they need to learn, or maybe that they're developing or needing progress in. So, a teacher that's very organized in that way and desiring to help them grow academically and even utilizing small groups, that is something that's very vital, I believe, in a classroom because you actually get to have that group one on one experience without actually not knowing where your child is at. Um, what challenges do you think you will face as a new teacher? I really believe a challenge that I will face as a new teacher um, is potentially content. Um, Something that, or I would say lesson planning. I would love to be creative. One thing I just love is doing is creating activities for children. I was a camp counselor in the past as well. And so just going through and like brainstorming activities and putting that into like the content that is needed for the child to develop and understand by the certain point, that's something that I think about very often, especially since I'm a substitute. So I believe that that might be a challenge. And also behavioral wise, that's another challenge that I think about very often. Um, Something that how I will address them is being in constant communication with my team, especially if I'll be a new teacher, asking them for help. Hey, what is something that you'd used that helped regarding content? What is something that you have done in the past with the student that helped them learn and develop and grow? And even socially, how could I connect my students? How will you work with or teach someone who comes from a different background experience from your own? One, I will love to get to know them better. That's one thing that I am very serious about, intentionality. Two, seeing what they know first. If it's regarding language proficiency, I believe taking IPT tests will be good before you take the big TELPAS test. Um, understanding understanding their culture, that's something that's very big for me. My teachers had actually was very intentional with us when I was younger. um they're very serious about learning where we're from, who our family is. So I really believe that that's something I can do, creating activities that aid and promote diversity in my classroom, and working with children where I can best understand the language that they understand so I can serve them better.